Right then.
Right then.
We're back.
We're back. Sorry about my hair. I've just I've had a bit of a snooze this afternoon.
We have had a bit of a snooze. Yeah, we landed at Heathrow at Aberystwyth this morning, and our lovely nephew Al picked us up and brought us home, and we went straight to bed, didn't we, without unpacking. But we've now unpacked. We're a little bit refreshed, and we're here to chat to all you guys. So lovely to see so many of you here already. So thank you so much. Let's have a look here. We've got Sean's here, or early as always. If you do have a question for us, please do start it with question, just so I can pick it out of all the comments, because it happens so fast. So thank you so much for that, Sean. So and Vic's here, lovely Vic. Do we get these little tubs of ice cream with the cheapsies whilst we wait? So lovely to see everyone here. Sweet Nature's here, so hi guys. Jack's here, so it's lovely to see Jack. And let's see what we've got. Where's our first question? Jack straight in with what's our next cruise? Wow, we haven't got a little cruise for a while now, have we, Paulie Morgan? We've got some trips, but not a cruise. Do you want
to? I think I might actually. I don't know what we told people. I don't know.
Well, our patrons and YouTube members all know. So as long as they're the first to know, you can let people know if you want to. What is it? He doesn't know. Yes.
Oh, I did know. Where our next cruise is on the brand spanking new second-hand Marella Voyager.
It is. Yeah. But that's not till June. But before then, we've got trips with my sister to Las Vegas, and we're away in the camper van. So, but it's good to be home actually for a while to catch up on our vlogs, because I just need to get back to work, and we need to do some work, don't we, Paulie Morgan?
Well, one of us needs to do some
work. Exactly. But anyway, so let's have a look. Grace here saying, glad you made it in one piece. Do you know, we flew with Virgin. And we filmed them in the past, and they've been excellent, but it was very chaotic coming back today. It seemed that the ground staff had been actually duplicating boarding passes, so people were sat in the wrong seats, and it was all getting a bit fraught, wasn't it? It was thankfully ours were fine.
But having said that, it was weird because we ended up changing our seats yesterday, because we had seats that we normally wouldn't book, but we must have booked them. I mean, we must have had some sort of like brain fade at the time. But yeah, it was quite comical when this bloke's walking up and down until the stewardess said to him, "Can I help you, sir?" He said, "Yeah." He said, "Somebody's sitting in my seat."
No.
So she said, "Oh, can I see your ticket, sir?" And he was in 54A, and this guy had 54A, and the guy that was looking for a seat had 54A.
Yeah.
So they moved into a better seat. And then within 10 minutes, somebody appeared from... What's it called?
It's called Virgin
Delight.
Delight. Yes.
So this guy came up from Delight,
and more room, I think.
He came from Delight up to the cattle class because his seat was broke, and then the bloke who'd only literally just been moved, they asked him to move. He refused, and then the bloke refused to sit in the middle, and then he refused to sit in the middle, and then a woman sat next to me wanted to get out. She didn't feel well, and then a woman sat opposite Carole wanted to move, and it was just all going on.
We just sort of thought, please, we changed our seats and booked the middle at two ends, so we had a seat free in the middle, which we've done before, and it has worked. Doesn't always, but worth it. We paid an extra 35 quid to move it each.
35 quid.
We thought, let's do it, because there's not a huge amount of room on that on it's Virgin's okay, isn't it?
Yeah, but I happily pay 35 quid not to have to sit
and thankfully nobody
Carole.
Sat there.
So talking over me again a lot.
Yes. So anyway, so we got home safely. So thank you for getting us home safely, Virgin. And Alan Green.
Alan Green, not the Reverend Alan Green one.
So let's see. So Sweet Nature's just asking, what was it like doing a back-to-back cruise on two very different ships? Do you feel you did them the right way round? Do you know, it's a difficult one about the right way round.
I don't know. I hadn't even thought about it till you said
no, because that's a good point. We got corrected the other day saying you haven't done a back-to-back, you've done a ship-to-ship. And I thought, well, yeah, that's actually quite a valid point. Doing back-to-backs on two different cruise lines was brilliant, and we would definitely do it again.
We haven't done a back-to-back. You just said we did a ship-to-ship.
Anyway, so we did Carnival, as you've been watching our social media and our lives before, but then we did Holland America. Now, Carnival was wild and wacky, and entertainment was absolutely amazing. Food, not so good. Holland America, food exceptional, entertainment good, but not as good as Carnival.
No. Well, this is where you won't disagree with me when I say this. The entertainment on Holland America was as good as the entertainment on Carnival, but there wasn't enough of it. That was my problem. So the best entertainment on Holland America was as good, in my opinion, as the best entertainment on Carnival. The only thing where Holland America really falls down is their theatre shows are absolutely non-existent. They haven't even got a team of singers and dancers. They've only got 6 dancers, no singers at all. So they'll have dancers either integrated into another show, or they'll just be dancing to backing music. There's nothing wrong with their dancing at all, but to me, there's like a sterility to it where it's not layered. It just I just didn't.
You wouldn't love it. I actually really enjoyed it.
I know. Well, that's why I said she'll disagree. Whereas it was the exact opposite on Carnival. They had theatre shows, they had duos, they had bands, they had people singing on their own. They had it all going on all the time. Whereas Holland and America had the Lincoln Centre, which is classical. They had the
BB King's, which was brilliant.
BB King's, which had the BB King's All Stars. But apart from the first night, they did 3 shows a night every night. So they did 18 shows.
Yeah.
Now, they're brilliant, but I don't want to see them 18 times. But they were absolutely exceptional. But 18 times, a bit of an overkill. And then they had the Julian pianos on the billboard on board, which again was absolutely fantastic. But again, 3 shows a night. They actually did more than 18 shows because they did every night.
Yeah, but they were good.
So again, fantastic, but 20 shows in a week. And you're thinking, what I want is more variety.
Yes, but Sweet Nature's asking, do you feel you did them the right way around?
Yeah, well, no, the answer is I don't know. Is the honest answer?
I think, well, yeah, I don't know, because we thought if we do the madness first and have the quiet.
So that was a proper tangent.
Yeah, it was. It was a proper tangent. So I don't think it's a difficult one, is it? That we were with the Cruise and Canucks on Holland America, who were just fabulous company. As I say, the standard of entertainment is good on both, but there was just more variety on Carnival. We would have.
Your tangent.
I am, yeah. So that's a good point. We're not sure. Emma Cruz.
If you want a definitive answer, you're in the wrong place.
So
I hope you feel better soon.
Yes, lovely. Under the weather. Yeah. I told you, so right thing, let's get this show started. Exactly that. So let's get on to the questions. So Gail and Mike's here. So let's see, did you enjoy the Punchline Comedy Club on Carnival? Yes, we did.
We didn't even, on my tangent I went on, where I went about 8 miles off subject and then came back again. I didn't even mention the Punchliner. And we paid 3 visits to the comedy club. We saw One Man Twice, Percy Cruise 2. Yeah. You know, what a great name for a comedian on a cruise ship. And a girl called, wasn't her name Jaylin or Jocelyn or whatever. 3 shows, all absolutely fantastic. They were, I have to say. Yeah. Really, really superb. Thoroughly recommend it. Where we did make our major mistake was the comedy club turns into a nightclub. Yes. Once everything shut down. Me and Carole went in there. We thought we'll go and give it a visit one night. And it was just like when we walked through the door, we'd aged by about 5 million years. I've never felt so out of place and old and out of my depth in all my life. Yeah. Didn't know.
People having a brilliant time in there, but fantastic. Not music we even recognise.
Great atmosphere in there. I didn't know. I said to Carole, after we've been in there about half an hour, I said, have they played 8 songs that I don't know, or is it still the same song? Because I didn't have a clue.
It was brilliant for people watching.
Oh, it was, yeah. But bonkers. But yes, comedy, Punchliners Comedy Club. Yeah, absolutely.
I don't know if there's any other companies that do a comedy club, but it works really well on Carnival. It was packed. You had to queue, and it was packed every night. So thoroughly enjoyed it. Yes. The other thing that Carnival had, which we loved, was they had a Havana club. And it was literally like going back to Cuba when we went on holiday there, and everyone up danced at the music. The variety of entertainment on Carnival was some of the best we've seen. Yes, definitely. So let's have a look. Corinne's here. Hi there, Corinne. Lovely seeing our members. members here. I'm in awe that you do this the same day you flew back in. Well, we want to get back in our sync of doing our regular Thursday nights. Chris one's here, so that's lovely to see as well.
Oh,
and Amanda's here.
I just want to
so hi,
say,
guys.
sorry, Amanda, for interrupting Carole saying hello to you.
Yeah.
As I just seen Alfie Garnett's name pop up, obviously England's playing at 7:45 tonight, and I'd be really grateful if nobody told me what the score was, because I'm going to watch it after. Cheers.
So Alfie's
and I mean you, Alfie.
And Kathy's here from beautiful London. We've loved being away in the winter in the sunshine. It's just good for your soul, isn't it?
It's good for your soul. It's not good for your wallet. Because fair play, Miami and Fort Lauderdale, damn, they're expensive.
Damn. And I mean, this is maybe an inappropriate thing to say, but everywhere,
does everybody smoke weed?
Smells of weed and dope, which is a bit bizarre. I don't know. Let us know if you're from Florida. Is that normal practice? I don't know.
So we've just accused everybody in Florida of being.
Lars de Groen is here from Jersey. Oh, Paul's been to Jersey. I haven't. That's the only country that I've never been to that Paul's been to.
It's not a country.
Well, it's part of the
Channel
Islands. Yes. Right.
And it is one of the most beautiful places on earth. If you've never been there, you're really missing out.
Julia is here. Say hi there from Julian Dell. Hope you had a wonderful time. Loved all your posts. Yeah. If you do follow us, when we're away, we try to do sort of a daily post most days about what we actually get up to. So if you want to see it in detail, do check out our Facebook and Instagram, because that's where we post the most.
Yeah, if you want educational stuff, go on to Instagram feed. If you want me just posting absolute nonsense, go on to Instagram.
Kathy's asking about your favourite cider. So, which most people should know this by now, but obviously Kathy's quite new to our...
my favourite cider, Kathy, is Thatcher's Gold, which is from the West Country in England, in Somerset, made by the same family for 100 years.
Yes.
And if anybody, did want to send me any, just DM me.
No, we're detoxing now. We're detoxing and
I didn't say I was detoxing. You said you were. Carole was like, when we get home, none of that eating rubbish. And then after we had our 5-hour nap, she said, "What time's the Chinese takeaway open?"
We had a Chinese tonight, but that's it now. Tomorrow we're back at it.
Yeah.
Back at it. Dawn's asking, what if any issues we're doing back to back with different cruise lines?
None at all.
I can't think of any. We literally got off Carnival, got a taxi straight to.
The only one issue was, and obviously every day is a school day. When we landed in Miami, we got into a yellow cab, and he took us to our hotel, and he was lovely, and he didn't rip us off, and it was very reasonably priced. When we got in the yellow cab after our first cruise, which meant we had to go from Miami to Fort Lauderdale, to say he pulled our pants down and smacked our bottoms would be an understatement. We were told it should be no more than $75, and he charged us $175.
Well, it was $165 in the end, wasn't it?
Oh yeah, and then they won't let you pay unless you give them a tip.
Yeah, America, the tips and gratuities, it really sort of messed with our head, but we got used to it in the end, and you just get used to tipping. But obviously, from being from England, that's just not the norm. We do tip, obviously, on cruises on top, but that was. So let's see. So we've got
Ali and Mark, hello.
Yes.
Andy and Carla, hello.
Yes, everyone's here. Tom and Dom's here, Andy and Carla. And Kevin B saying, when can I host you for some pints in New York City? August. We're heading to New York in August, aren't we? For Paulie Morgan's birthday.
Kevin B, and it'll be my birthday around that time as well. I'll be 39. So
yes. So we'll keep in touch, Kevin, because we love catching up with our followers and patrons.
So your quest is then, Kevin, between now and August, you have to find out what pub in New York City sells Thatcher's Gold. If you can find that, I will be impressed.
Or you could just try something different.
I don't mind a Guinness either. I'm sure they do Guinness in New York.
Paul had a Guinness on Holland America at the wine bar, and it was in a bottle. We'd never seen it in a bottle, and it wasn't very good at all, was it?
No, it was nasty.
Peter's asking, hi, Hope, we're off on the Virtuous next week in Hamburg. What's Paul and Carole's pub actually called? It's called
the Hofbrau Munchen.
Yes.
Even though I know it's Hofbrau Munich, it's Hofbrau Munchen, but it's in Hamburg.
Yeah, if there are a couple of them, it's the one behind the big posh hotel by the lake.
Yeah.
So, but if you need actual directions, just message us on one of our social media, and I'll send you a link.
We'll drop a pin for you. I don't even know.
Anyone else slightly out of focus? Are we a bit out of focus?
No.
Let us know if
Well, I don't know.
Yeah, Tony's here. Hi from Melbourne. The clock's changed by last. Yes. Ours go forward, didn't it? This Sunday.
Yeah, ours go
so
forward,
yeah, it's a shame, isn't it? We can't. But don't worry, Tony, because we've got some members only live streams that we're gonna get some dates for, and hopefully we're gonna try and make it happy for everyone. So we will be in touch.
And you can always get it on the catch up, Tony, as well.
Yeah, but it's nice to
obviously it's not as good as seeing us live, because
So let's have a look. Cruising Gate saying about Miami airports, no level of issue surprise from Miami. They seem to get their way to be rude and all. Do you know, when we actually got off in Miami, we had to wait an hour and a half to go through immigration. But once we've done the photos and the fingerprints and all that malarkey, and showed our Estes were related to obviously our passport, actually getting in and out of the States after that was fine. But coming back out of Miami today, we were like, is this it? We went to the Oz terminal.
I got to be honest, there was some major rudeness in security, because for some reason, you have to take your shoes off, put that in a tray, put this in a tray. I mean, between me and Carole, I'm not exaggerating, we had 7 trays.
Yeah.
And then when we got through the other side, there was a woman there just barking, pick that up, put your shoes on.
And she was spraying air freshener
about, like everybody was like a farmer or something. And so...
Does your farmers smell, Paulie?
I mean, because they smell of horse manure and stuff.
Well, no. That's apologies to all farmers out there.
Any farmers?
Farmers'
mums? So anyway... We gathered all our stuff up, and because she rushed me, I left my laptop behind. But luckily
I always say, right, wallet. You know what? Paul's like, it loses stuff. I said, right, and I go through a checklist.
That would be a new one for me, though. Losing
laptop.
the whole laptop.
Oh, he said, oh. Anyway, thankfully we remembered. You did.
I didn't do that at all.
You did.
I didn't go, ooh, like I turned into like, ooh, Betty.
Claire's saying you hit the like button. Thanks, Claire. It really does help the channel. So that's brilliant. And Kirsty's asking, is Cruise Life's here as well? And Kirsty's asking, hi there, Kirsty. How does Carnival compare price-wise to Royal Caribbean?
Do you want me to fill this one?
Why?
Well, I just wondered.
Go on then.
No, I haven't got a clue, mate. Can you do it?
Well,
Carole never tells me how
overall,
much
it
stuff
tends
is.
to be, we've found when we've been looking at the prices with Dan that it's been cheaper. One thing we won't do again, which we wanted to try it, see if we get our money's worth, was the Carnival drinks package, the Cheers package. We didn't get our money's worth at all. But so we wouldn't do that again. But with Royal Caribbean, when we cruised with them, we did have the drinks package and we did get our money's worth. I don't know. Maybe we don't drink so much as we used to. We still drink quite a bit.
I think you go a bit bonkers on the first night anyway. But because I predominantly drink lager or cider, it's £6 or £7, $6 or $7. So if you're trying to get value for money on like the Carnival, I'd have to be having like best part of £10 a day, which I'm not saying I haven't drunk £10 in a day in my life, because I have, but once you get third night, fourth night, you tend to slow right down. So you go bananas on the first night, and on the last night, you always say you're going to have a steady one, and you go bananas on the last night. In between, you don't. But what frustrated me about Carnival is it's $60 a day. So we think, well, that's enough money, isn't it, really? But, okay. But then when you book it, it's not $60 a day, because then there's $150 gratuity on top of that. And then depending on what ports you're in, you still get tax on top of your beer. So even though you've paid for your beer and you've paid the gratuities on your beer, you still might get some tax. And when I asked about this at reception, the guy just said, well, yeah, that's the tax, isn't it? Yeah. And I said, that's it then, is it? He said, yeah, that's the tax. You know, like it's just normal, but we've never had that on Royal Caribbean.
No, never had
you pay
charged on
you
Royal
pay
Caribbean.
When they say the drinks package is this much money, That's how much it is.
Emma said I saw Paul drink 10 pints in one lunch. That was our pub in Hamburg. Yes. The Pauls, weren't they, Emma? Paul, my Paul and your Paul, your dad were a bit squiffy, weren't they?
Well, I'm not going to dispute that, but I can't remember.
And Emma's left her laptop, so there you are.
Emma, you're good to me. You are. You know, I always try I always try and look after you and take you under my wing if anybody's being mean to you, and now you're returning the favour, and I really appreciate it.
The Cooksy Sports asked an interesting question about you enjoyed the Facebook update, so thanks for following. Which two cruise lines managed the Sun Lounges the best? To be fair, they were all both pretty good at clearing, I thought, didn't we? Because when we were looking for the around the Serenity Pool on Carnival, they were cleared up very quick. And Holland America, when we were looking around the back, the aft pool, because it's got an adults only aft pool on New Amsterdam, they had cleared up those as well. So we didn't spend a huge amount of time at the pools. The pools on both ships were very busy. Holland America had lots of kids on board. Obviously, it was spring break, so I'm sure that had an inkling. But even the cruise and Canucks we were with said that they.
Sorry, just going into your mixed metaphor. I'm sure that had an inkling.
Well, you know what I mean. But they said they'd never seen so many families on Holland America. And this lady said, we weren't sure whether to come on Holland America. And they're like, Holland America is not what I would pick for kids. They do have kids clubs, but they don't have like the water slides and all the other fun things that other ships have. Holland America are definitely more for adults only. So let's have a look. Where were we? People asked about the food on Holland America. There's quite a few questions here. You had that gooey chocolate thing with the thingy on the top.
I have to say, Holland America, even in the buffet, they've got a crepe station, and even Carole had one night, and it was absolutely spectacular. And I got her a Nutella crepe, and with all like a fruit compote on top, and then whipped cream. And when I put it in front of her, she pulled her face and turned her nose up because I said there was Nutella in it. And I said, if you don't want it, I'll have it. I blinked, looked back at her plate, and she just had like a bit of dribble around her face, and it was gone. And she's like, "Oh my god, that was amazing!" But yeah, so what I always find is, I don't know anything else. I love chocolate, but you see loads and loads, and this is across the board, all the cruise lines. I don't know whether they use something now to sort of prolong the life of some of these desserts, but when you get a lot of these chocolate puddings, they always seem to look a lot better. They actually taste. So, but that's right across the board. But I had some fantastic desserts on Holland America.
And I loved the food on Holland America. There was lots of good choices, lots of foods from around the world. We love obviously Asian food. You could get all sorts of whatever.
Pasta station every day.
And it was fantastic salads. So
and they had a thing as well, which I don't know whether Carnival was going to introduce at some point in their restaurants and buffets, but they had this thing called vegetables, which Carnival didn't seem to know about vegetables.
If you love fast food, Carnival, it was just meat. If you're a meat eater at Carnival, you will love...
maybe they should change their name to Carnivore Cruise Line.
Maybe, But
I mean, I might as well go now. It ain't going to get any better than that.
QC's asking if I got new glasses. No, these are my sort of computer glasses. So yeah, and Cruise and Gate saying about the Ubers. We've learnt that, and we used Uber after that, and we had no problem. And we got our Uber back. We asked for the biggest one because we had our suitcase and all our bags and stuff, and it cost us $80 on the way back. So half the price. So lesson learnt there.
Yes. We did have a small issue because somebody used our credit card while we were away, trying to do some online shopping at Dorothy Perkins.
Yes.
So I got a text from Barclaycard, and there was 3 payments on there. Now, obviously, there's always a payment to Dan, our travel agent, because that's just like, it's almost like a monthly payment now. There's usually something to Amazon, because it's basically in my life, Dan's number 1 husband, Amazon's number 2 husband, and I'm number 3 husband. That's who Carole has the most communications with. So, but one of them was Dorothy Perkins, and it's like, well, no, but I just had to text back no, and because I text back no,
They blocked it.
They cancelled
Which is a good thing.
They cancelled my card, but of course it was a little bit inconvenient because we were in Miami. But luckily we had some co-op green shield stamps and whatever.
Green shield stamps. Does anyone remember them? We bought our first black and white small portable telly. I remember Mum and Dad getting that with green shield stamps.
I'll tell you something. There's Paul and Carole, the home of tangents.
Yeah, but that was exciting. Can you imagine life? A lot of these people in here, you don't life without television or computers. It did happen, and we were there. Oh, anyway, back to cruising. Let's see. Thanks for answering my question, Dave, saying about the cider. Yeah, QC's saying again they don't like fast food. Yeah, I think if you're a foodie, Carnival's not for you, but if you love entertainment, it was brilliant. Really, really good.
It's like we were having this conversation when my nephew Al picked us up today. We had some great food on Carnival, but it's all that sort of. You would go out once in a month, once every 3 months, and you'd go for this type of meal where it'd be a smokehousey type thing, and there'd be a load of brisket and a load of barbecue chicken and a load of this, a load of that.
But not every
and you
night.
might go out like that once every 2 or 3 months, sometimes not even that much. But every night, that's what they're eating. They're eating Big Shack's chicken
and everyone's carrying food everywhere.
It's like, but and then the most random thing in the buffet was they had battered fish like you get from a fish and chip shop, and I thought, oh, look at that, that looks all right, doesn't it? So going around, well, we got any chips, French fries? Oh no, we got rice. So I mean, that's it, isn't it? When you think fish, you always think fried rice.
Some people may.
Nobody, man.
Christina's here. Hi there, Christine. Wait to come to Las Vegas. Low crazy smells of weed too.
Oh my god.
Brits on the ship are here. Did we experience any spring break madness?
Only from Carole.
Apart from the weed.
Smoking
Do you know,
weed.
actually, we didn't. We thought on Carnival, because we'd heard that it can be quite some inappropriate behaviour at times. We didn't see any of that, apart from the lady.
This is. You can tell I've had a sheltered life. This was one of the biggest insults I've ever had. So I'll try and condense it down. We were in the chicken queue.
Yes.
And when
it's
you
very
got
important, the chicken queue. People get very serious.
People get very serious. So there was one lady in front of us and there was 2 places serving. We only wanted chicken strips. We didn't want any bread rolls or nothing like a chicken burger. And so this one came to her, oh, if it's just chicken strips, come this side. So this woman backed away, looked at Carole, said, oh, I don't want chicken strips. So Carole walked past her, and then I walked past her. And then when we got to the chicken strips, this woman stood behind me, like giving me a load of verbals. And I said, sorry? Yeah, push by me. And then we go back over to get some sauces to go with our chicken. And then she walked past, she had another go at me. And then the final dagger to my heart was, yeah, don't you ever push in again, old man.
And I was oblivious to all this. I'm like, hey, what's going on? Why have you upset now?
And then Carole just said, did she just call you old man?
And I just burst out laughing. And she turned around and she pointed at me and said, yeah, I did.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh. But that was the only bizarre behaviour that we've seen, wasn't it, really?
Well, especially, I mean, she must have had something wrong with her eyesight, calling me old man.
Well, must be your... Anyway, careful. So... Dick's asking, we're thinking of cruise to Hawaii, but the only line going there from San Francisco Princess. Do you have any opinions on Princess? Princess are great. They are a fabulous cruise line, and we've cruised with them a lot.
Yes, indeed.
When we cruise with them, they have the medallion internet.
And the medallion.
What did I say?
That wasn't that, mate.
Which works for a lot of things, and their Wi-Fi most of the time is good. After being on Holland America, the Wi-Fi wasn't very good at all. But Carnival's was brilliant.
It was, yeah.
Carnival's was brilliant. So Princess have great entertainment. They have really good food. Their ships are beautiful. There is a difference between the old and the new ships. So we're hoping to get on one of the older ships, aren't we, in the next year or so?
Yeah, but so the upshot of your question is, I don't think you'll go far on going on Princess to go to Hawaii,
and everything's included, and there's no surprise charges.
Well, it's only included if you do the
if you pick the Princess,
which
Plus.
admittedly has gone from £30 to £35 to £40, and I've heard it's going up again.
Yeah, but you still get a lot for it.
You still get a lot for it because
you get your drinks, you get your Wi-Fi,
and you get your gratuities.
You know, they are really good value, and you can get some really good deals with Princess. So we did quite a lot together, didn't we? We did about 4 or 5, and we thought, right, we need to try some different things.
Yeah.
But actually, we're now thinking, do you know
Oh, we
what?
definitely go
Actually,
back, yeah.
we
Yeah,
really enjoyed
definitely.
it. Even though Paul had a few moans about the app and stuff, overall, we had a brilliant time.
I mean, you all know that's not true because I never moaned about anything.
Much. Right.
Jolly Rob, he's there. He's underneath because I like it when you click on.
Hello there.
Hello there.
Good day from Canada. This newfie wants every Newfoundland in chat to send Paul and Carole cod tongues.
Oh.
Yeah, we were the cruising Canuck, so we got on so well. We're hoping to be cruising out of America again next fall. I call it fall, not autumn.
I don't even know when that is.
It's autumn.
I don't even know when that is.
And we're hoping to go there a few weeks before because we want to meet up with the Cruising Canucks and see their part of the world because it looks beautiful.
And eat cod tongues and beaver tails.
No, I don't know about that. But Sandra's asking, what were your snacks of choice? We tried not to snack too much, actually.
You'll be horrified, Sandra, that we only went to the buffet once on Holland America, the late night buffet, and that was the last night. And they had chicken tenders and sweet potato fries, and you may have seen I put a thing on Insta about sweet potato fries. We just don't get them. We just really don't get. We don't get the texture. We don't get the flavor. We were talking to somebody, and they said, "Oh yeah, but if you have a load of like garlic mayonnaise with that." So what you're saying is then that they taste nice if you put some on there to mask the taste of them. But we just don't get it. So we weren't snacking, were we?
No, not at all. Dick Linhart's a new member, but I can't click up. So thank you, Dick, for joining our YouTube membership, and that's very much appreciated. I'll try and click you up, but I don't know what's happening. I can't get up. Cruising Canucks are here. Good afternoon. Pretty quiet around here without all your laughter. Mr. Canuck gained £6. All in beer and limes. Paulie was drinking Corona beer.
It's nice to be with somebody who's as childish as me. So,
hi guys. We had
such a fabulous time, and it really did make our cruise even that more special.
It did.
We were having a beer the one night, and Mr. Canuck doesn't drink beer very often.
It's Crown Royal and Diet.
So the lady came across, I'll have a Corona, please, no lime. Because you have to tell them no lime, otherwise they wang a load of lime in your beer, and I don't like lime.
Yeah.
So Mr. Canuck, being as childish as I am, said, "Oh yes, I'd like extra lime, please." So he was it 6 or 7 pieces of lime in his bottle of beer? And what I was hoping was he wouldn't be able to drink it because the hole would be blocked up. But
yeah. So we're looking forward to catching up with you guys because you're great company. Morris is here. Do you always carry Carole's shoes around? Our episode, last episode of Azamara is out, and I'm sure that's what. If you're wondering what Morris is on about, you don't even remember, then find and watch our episode. We had lots of lovely comments about that.
I'm gonna have to watch it now because I can't remember. I know I carry Carol's flip flops if we're videoing because we did this ship tour once years ago when we used to do ship tours. And when we're watching it back, she said, we'll have to do a voiceover on this. And all I can do,
that's not how
I said, if you ever do another video with them flip flops on, I'm gonna frisbee.
What are you gonna do?
I'm gonna frisbee them overboard.
They wouldn't. They're my favourite flip flops. Anyway, Jules is asking, we'll be travelling on the Queen Anne next year. Yes, we are planning to go on the inaugural cruise if it goes ahead. It's already been moved.
Yes, but it's definitely
looking forward to that because we love Cunard. So let's have a look then.
I was still trying to think about snacks. We did. Oh,
yes,
Sandra
you mentioned Dick.
Snacks.
This is Dick, our new member. So thank you, Dick. We hopefully have answered your question about Princess.
We did go to the pizza place virtually every night.
It hasn't started yet.
We did go to the pizza place virtually every night on Carnival. I have to say, the pizza on there was very. I'm not going to get into the best pizza
place on Carnival.
On Carnival, we're talking about snacks. Going back to Sandra.
Oh yes.
And I'm not going to get into the best pizza at sea because I don't know. But they did a 4-cheese garlic pizza. And I have to say, because normally I think to not have a topping on a pizza is like unheard of. But it was just a 4-cheese garlic pizza with nothing else thrown on it. And it was absolutely exceptional.
Yes.
And every night, Carole say, we're not going to the pizza place tonight. Fast forward 4 hours, we're in the queue at the pizza place.
Yes, it was good, the garlic. I think I can do that now. Kevin's a new member as well. So thank you, Kevin. That's brilliant.
I don't know if anybody else
and
is
Dick's
seeing
here.
when you see that come up next to their name.
Yeah.
Is it just me or any old people out there? Alfie? No, I don't mean that Alfie. Any older people out there? I'm gonna say. Does that look like the World of Sport emblem to you?
It does actually, doesn't it? So let's go back. Where were we? Some people are saying we're a bit fuzzy. How do you cope with normal food and a lack of room service to get off the ship? Do you know, sometimes we love cruising and eating all the stuff and drinking on the ships, but coming home, it's nice to get back to just simple things. And tomorrow when we go food shopping, I'm going to have a big plate of cabbage and I can't wait.
But Carole doesn't actually realise it. She said tomorrow when I go food shopping, we haven't actually even got a car at home.
Oh no, because Al's got it. You'll just have to walk there. Ah! Anyway, let's go through our questions because time's a ticking, isn't it?
Somebody just put better drinks package. Go back up.
We talked about drinks package.
No, but I just want to see what they said though.
Let me just see what's best. So Hox is asking, what's the best cocktail? I had some really awesome Bloody Marys on Carnival, particularly. In fact, in the Pig and Anchor pub right at the back, they did they added pickle juice and bacon and different types of olives, and that was amazing. We tried on Holland America, though. They had a really good selection of cocktails that myself and Jill were working our way through. In fact, Jill, I kept reverting back to a Bloody Mary, but Jill gave it a good pasting. And there's some really good cocktails on there too. I liked it. I've never tried a lemon drop before, and I really like that. So lots of cocktails. So that was really good.
There's a question there as well.
Where's that?
QE up, Tracy.
Tracy's asking, we're going on our first cruise on QE in October. Do you tip anyone extra on top of the cruise? We did on QE because we had some exceptional service of some waitering staff on there, and obviously we always tend to give money if our cabin steward has been really good, and I think we've only never given tip, just once with that, so it's entirely up to you.
But it's a personal.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously,
Cunard do charge you daily tips.
America has got a totally different outlook to tipping that we have in England. But it's entirely up to you. A lot of people, you'll see people tipping every day. Some people tip at the beginning to get better service. Whether they do or not, I don't know. Some people tip at the end.
Yeah, it's whatever you want to do. There's no right or wrong. Yeah, whatever you feel comfortable with. Don't ever feel that you have to do anything. Candyman's asking about transatlantic. No, but we are in the summer for Paul's birthday. We're off to New York and cruising back on Queen Mary too. So looking forward to that.
So I'll be mid transatlantic when I hit the big.
You're going to say it out loud. He's not coping with this very well.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I'll be 59.
Exactly.
Is it that funny? Is it?
Oh no, you're not that yet, are you?
No, I'm 60 next year. So you don't even know how old I am.
I do.
Next
I remember
year I'm 60, 59 this year.
Question, go on Iona 21st of October. Would you recommend going to Amsterdam when you're talking Rotterdam? Only if you haven't been to Rotterdam. If you've done Rotterdam quite a lot, because Rotterdam's got a lot to offer. We've got a post on our website all about Rotterdam, and you can see our vlogs that we've been there previously. So Rotterdam's got it's a beautiful city, isn't it, Paulie? Yeah. Good food. There's the Dover Tower. What's it called? Euromast.
Or I mean, if you just Google Dover Tower, Amsterdam or Rotterdam, nothing will come up. So put in Euromast.
Tina's saying the Green Shear stamp shop became Argos. So hi, Tina. Yes,
Yeah.
Yes. And cruising when they were called Green stamps here.
But didn't the Co-op have their own stamps as well? So you had Co-op stamps that you only got from the Co-op, and then you had Green Shield stamps.
I don't remember, because we didn't have a Co-op where I grew up.
Green Shield stamps you could get at petrol stations and shops and all sorts of different places.
So Emma's asking, did we find the cookies? We did. They were good, weren't they? The Carnival cookies.
Yeah, they were.
You had cookies on both, and they were both good.
Yeah, they were both good. Yeah.
And Kevin's saying, Paul, your first pint of Margaret Thatcher cider's on me, and that's not quite what it's called.
Oh, Kevin, you put me off drinking cider for life saying that. Well, I don't care. Whoa.
Philippa's here, so let's see Philippa. Philippa's on an exciting cruise. We've been chatting about because on our latest Azamara video, it was changeover day, and sadly, it didn't go smooth. So do check that out. But and Philippa's doing a back-to-back, and we were talking about that. It was always good to chat to Philippa. Food, the American way.
They had and the next one, which was fish tacos. They did have a fish taco station on Carnival, and
they did. Yes, they did.
They even gave you a plate, which I'd never seen, and it was what I could best describe as like a draining board for us English, where you put your plates to dry.
Yes,
and they put your tacos in there so they don't fall over and all your stuff fall out.
Yes,
I never tried one, but I was just really impressed with the plates.
Tony's asking, have you done behind the scene tours? They took this celebrity eclipse tour last month. Interesting. Wow, that is expensive. Yeah. We asked on Holland America, and they were not doing any behind the scenes tours because of.
So I started laughing. They said, "Oh no, we've stopped doing behind the scenes tours because of COVID." And then anytime there was a tender port, there would be about 1,800 people like this close together, getting off the ship. And I'm thinking, like, well, I think if there was like a behind the scenes tour, there wouldn't be everybody on the cruise on it. So I think, like I said, I don't know whether they're just making. We had a conversation with somebody. It's going to have to come a time where cruise lines are going to have to stop blaming COVID, saying, "Oh, we can't recruit, we can't do that."
It's just get on with it.
We've moved on now, so shut your face and get it done.
Marie says she made it slider. Thank you for joining us, Marie. If you are here, give us a thumbs up, and that'll be great. And Sandra's from Bristol Ship saying they have lots of cultural activities on the Hawaii cruise. Fabulous when they went. So there you are. So and the Brits have done lots of princess. They are the princess. What would you say? Experts.
Yes, definitely.
So, question: Kath and I have only cruised on Disney Celebrity. 4 more scheduled this year on Celebrity. Are we missing something by not trying others?
Yes, you are.
Well, you are missing out because all cruise lines offer different things. However, when you're spending your hard-earned money and you want to go on a cruise that you know that you're going to enjoy, I get why people stay with loyal to a cruise company, because it's a lot of money. And if you find something you like, you know you're going to get value for your money. Trying different cruises, that's always a gamble. So it's if you're happy to do that. We love trying different cruise lines, and every cruise line out there has got something different to offer. So it just depends on your and on your outlook, doesn't it? Really. But
personally, myself, as somebody famous once said, it wasn't me, obviously, because I'm not famous. Variety is the spice of life.
Yeah, well, we love it, don't we? Yeah. We love it. So, cruising for one. Oh, look at that. Princess Great Value in a solo cruise. I have a penthouse suite, including Princess Premier and 4. That's really good.
That's good, yeah.
That's really good. Lots of conversations about cookies here. Ali Mark's asking, do you have any plans for Vegas? We're catching up with Bob and Holly, and hopefully Ant and Glenn while we're out there. And also, it's my sister's 60th, so I've said to my sister Jane, whatever you want to do, but my sister's so laid back, she's falling over, isn't she? She did say she was going to watch the live tonight, but she never does. So if you are secretly watching, Jane, hello. But we're very much we'll go with the flow. We're going to see what shows are out there so we can preempt. We might see if we can get some last-minute tickets. I think it's going to be one of those that we're going to pick certain areas that we want to have a good walk around and concentrate on those. And we're there for a week, so we feel like we've got quite a decent amount of time.
You know, hopefully somebody like Frank Sinatra or somebody might be playing, might they?
Say that again?
Hopefully somebody like Frank Sinatra might be playing at...
I think we missed that one, mate. Okay. Missed that one.
And I just seen some...
Emma just said she loves coming out of Chris Sandwich. Yeah, basic stuff, isn't it?
And Emma also said, I agree with like masking the flavour, but it's like people say about coffee. She said, like, if you put more sugar in it and more milk and what have you, so all you're doing is masking the coffee flavour. Yeah,
exactly. But... Carole's here. Always love to see Carole. Hope you're feeling okay. We are actually after a good nap. I think we'll sleep very well tonight, and we've got the whole weekend just to chill out. So so that'll be good. But we had if you're thinking of putting together a sort of a pre-cruise, post-cruise with 2 cruises in the middle, I would definitely recommend it. It was such a variety of things that we experienced in these last 3 weeks. We thoroughly enjoyed it. And we are going to be doing vlog series off both. They will be coming out.
Yeah, once we get past episode 795 of As
Tony's saying Co-op had stamps. I worked in LCS Loans of Shoe Department Saturday Boy when they replaced the divvy.
Yeah, it was dividends you get. Yeah.
Oh yeah, of course, yes. And Jackie saying, yeah, the Co-op dividend stamps were blue.
And I'll tell you something. This is
Isn't
like so like uncruise related. But remember as well, you get some stamps, they were about 4 times the size.
Well, it might be this then. Philip is saying you get going to Tesco and you get triple stamp days. Were triple stamps really big?
Well, no, they just get triple the amount of stamps, you bloody numpty.
Yeah.
But when these places were giving away more stamps, somebody at Green Shield Stamp said, well, let's just make a bigger stamp that one of them equals 5 little stamps. So... But no, you didn't. It was that triple. I can't believe it.
The other thing I was going to bring up, just thinking about what we learned, the Caribbean's really windy. And I know that sounds a bit bizarre, but I just presumed this time of the year that the seas would be calm and everything would be fine. And we didn't have any mad storms or anything. But if you are cruising around the eastern part of the Caribbean, then be aware that you will get some wind. So we had a half cabin on both, which we chose because we were on big ships. We felt we were safe, and actually it was no problem at all, was it? We had a little bit of movement, but not much. But I know people that do a bit susceptible to seasickness. And then don't always think the Caribbean is going to be calm, because it's not. And I know there's a few other ships out there. Princess, we got to our Half Moon Cay island, didn't we? But Princess
Key,
you know, but in Princess the comments, ships were still docked out. They couldn't get in.
No, and we were like 2 miles from where they were.
Darren Bird said, Anton Deck, Paulo sits on the right.
Yeah, but who's right though?
But when we go to bed, I'm always on the other side. Not that you need to know that, but
well, what can I say?
No, but we are, aren't we?
Yeah,
that's funny. I think I sit this side because I've got the mouse.
Yeah,
not a real mouse, that mouse. Sandra's here. Hey, Sandra, lovely to see you here.
Right there.
Right then, yes. Alfie's gone off to watch the football. Shreds is saying you must go to Beauty in Essex and Vegas. It's incredible. Great magic shows. Yes, there's so much out there, isn't there? So Mary's we're going on Circle Race trip next month, but watch videos on your trip there and really enjoy them very much. Any suggestions what to miss? There's Croatia
what not to miss.
Yes.
You said what to miss.
I know, I miss words, don't I?
Yes, you do. She got dyslexic eyes.
Is there a thing?
Yeah, you got
it. Gosh, what not to miss?
The trouble is you get to somewhere like Hvar. Hvar is like where all the cool kids go and the rich and famous. And where I would recommend you eat there is anywhere you can get in, because it's so bonkeredly busy. We walked as far away from the port as we could because that's how far we had to go to find somewhere to eat.
Dubrovnik's a beautiful city, and the walled city is amazing, but there's some fantastic restaurants and places around the walled city, isn't there? So don't just feel that you have to get in there because it gets very busy. Split is a very easy place to negotiate.
Because that's the tip for Dubrovnik is definitely, you've got to go inside the old town because you'd be mad not to if you've never done it. But don't be fooled into necessarily eating and drinking in there, because it'll be double the price and it won't be any better. One of the cheaper places to eat and drink is in the port.
Yes, where the port area.
You'll get at the end of your cruise, if you're going split to Dubrovnik, where you get dropped off. There's a lot of nice places around there that are at half, even less than half the price of being in the old town.
Exactly. Yeah, you'll have a fabulous time.
Oh, yes,
make sure you make the most of the swim stops.
Swim stops are great.
As soon as you get ready to get off, because the water there is just beautiful. And enjoy the time on the ship with the other passengers, because we had so much fun.
We did. It was good fun.
The food was excellent too, wasn't it? It was really good. Emma's asking, do you prefer 2 different cruises and 1 long cruise? Definitely. For us, it worked really well, didn't it?
Yeah, I think after with Azamara, what we found was it was too long on the same ship. The ship's lovely. Obviously, we had some issues, but all that aside, it's a lovely ship. They've got good entertainment. They've got very good food. But it's
24 days on the same ship. We found
because it's not classed as the same ship as well.
Same
cruise. It's back to the beginning, same entertainment, same food, rinse and repeat. You know, blah, blah, blah,
which
blah.
was fine, and we thoroughly enjoyed our time on Azamara. Apart from obviously the issues we said, the food on there was absolutely awesome, wasn't it?
But I think
But for us to keep us and particularly Paul entertained, we need to mix it up more because he just needs the.
Yeah, because
you need more than I do. I quite happily sit there and
if
not
there's
do
not
very
stuff
much.
going on, I tend to sort of
zone out. I
found a drum.
Right. So come on, because time's ticking. Do you have any plans to sail on Pinot Avia? We are on here in April. Very excited. We haven't at the moment, but we definitely want to because we've loved our time on Iona. Once we've done our Azamara vlog series, we're going to do our review video about our thoughts on our last trip on Iona, and we had a really good time. There are still a few issues, but nothing huge there on. So I would definitely get on Avia at some point. It looks a fantastic ship. Lots of people saying that Miami does stink. So Sue is here saying, I'm going to first cruise with fjords and Botanica. How do you pack your clothes so you don't get creased? I choose to
well, first of all, Sue, I mean I take umbrage at the fact that you say, Carol, how do you pack the clothes, insinuating that I don't have anything to do with the packing.
You don't?
Oh, I don't know. Okay. No. Sorry, Sue.
With my dresses, I found a particular material with dresses that I get a lot of my dresses from a shop called Class, and they don't crease up. And I love it. And then if we were away, we were away for 3 weeks, I could just wash them in the bath or in the shower, hang them up. We always take a load of pegs and hang them on the balcony, and they're all dry. Oh, excuse me. Paul's shirts are a different matter. But I also always make sure our case is a size where I can actually fit Paul's shirts in, fold the arms in, and just tuck the little bit at the bottom, and they seem to stay really flat. So I think it's just the size of the case.
And the dress material is
and the dress material is key. Also, a lot of ships do have ironing rooms. So if you have a problem, then you can go to an ironing room or a laundrette, etc. So we want to get back to the fjords. There's talk of them starting to get very strict with ships going to Norway in the fjords, and I think there's talk as close as 2026 where they might stop them going. So if you want to get to the fjords, we definitely want to get back, and I'm probably going to try and get back again next year.
Yeah, because we only went 3 times.
I know, but the fjord Norway is just amazing. So if you are thinking about cruising to Norway, then I would definitely say do it. Paul says, remember me. Is that your dad? Oh, I got a tickly cough now. So lots of things about the green stamps in the US as well. Dave is asking, do we have any more Virgin voyages planned? We're sailing at them out of Singapore. Any tips for sailing out that port are welcome. Be patient.
Singapore really, really shocked me because Singapore is renowned for its efficiency and getting the job done and everything's smooth. When we went on Azamara, we tried, I didn't want to cast aspersion on Azamara because it's not their team. And it does transpire that it was nothing to do with them.
Yeah.
The crew that were there were like as much use as a handbrake on a canoe. The crew in charge of getting you on the ship.
The shore side was very disorganized.
So when you go to Southampton, it is as slick as everybody knows what they're doing. You sit in certain places.
And in Miami and Fort Lauderdale.
And Miami was the same. You go to Singapore.
It was, in our experience.
It's like the lunatics have taken over the asylum. It's like a bun fight. There's no organisation. It was awful. So be prepared for that. Virgin Voyages.
Let me just say about Singapore. We chose to fly in and get on the ship straight away so that we had extra days on the end in Melbourne. We wished, and we knew it was going to be a bit risky because we were so tired. So I would say if you're going out to Singapore, get there a minimum of a day in advance, ideally 2, so your body gets used to the time change. And make sure you go out in Singapore because it's a most fascinating.
Yes, it was a brilliant
fascinating.
place,
Get on a hop-on, hop-off bus in Singapore, and it'll take you past Marina Bay Sands, Chinatown, Little India, and make sure you get off and explore because it's a beautiful, beautiful city, and I'll never tire of going to Singapore.
So yeah, but the actual getting on the ship side of it, unless they've improved, but we spoke to loads of people who said no, that's how it is. I'm not a Virgin Voyages fan.
I would do another one.
Carole is,
but we've got no plans at the moment.
Got no plans.
Susan said hi from New York. Love watching you guys. Thank you very much. So let's have a look. Sandra says she finds Carnival so low like Vegas, Holland more smooth. Yeah, I think Holland and America and Princess are a very good example of side by side. I think Princess probably do more modern theatre shows than Holland America. But if you love classical music, Holland America have the standards on there are phenomenal. So it depends on what you're.
Yeah, but I would say that the theatre shows on Holland America are virtually non-existent, and that's what I find disappointing.
What Paul's trying to say is he likes to have a West End type show. On Holland America, you don't get that, but you do get some very good shows, which I thoroughly enjoyed. And you do get a lot of enrichment talks and educational talks on Holland America, which the theatres and wherever they had them were always very, very busy. Yeah. So, but that's not Paul's thing. Paul wants to be entertained with singing and dancing all in one. But I think what I liked about Holland America is they did some things a little bit different. So I thoroughly enjoyed that.
No, I didn't.
I know you didn't, Paulie. So, but it's not all about you. Cruising Canuck's asking. Do you want to? Because the theatre shows on Cunard are very dated and old.
The theatre shows on
Cunard.
The theatre shows on Cunard, they are like properly out the arc. They're really, really old-fashioned. But when I first saw a couple of Cunard shows, I thought, oh my God, how dated is that? But then I started to think to myself, are they really dated sort of ironically or purposely because to keep in with the Cunard old fine line and classy and what have you, because they put shows on there that, you know, like we saw a show on there called Top Hat and it was like, oh my God, it was like so dated, it was unbelievable. It was so dated. So their theatre shows, very, very dated, but they have got singers and dancers in their theatre teams. But the rest of the entertainment around the ship, they have got, I mean, we were on the one cruise we went on, the one night there were 7 different lots of live entertainment going on around the ship at the same time. A lot of
variety.
So loads and loads and loads of variety. So I would definitely say, and it's like going back to what we said earlier about Holland America, what they do exceptionally well, as in B.B. King's, the Julian Piano thing, and Lincoln Center. Like I said, the theatre shows wasn't my cup of tea. Carole liked it more. But what Cunard do well is they've got far more stuff, more in almost like Carnival.
I think you guys would love Cunard.
Yeah, you would definitely.
Discuss something. I'm sure you would. Yeah. And the dressing up on the Cunard.
And Cunard, or whatever we're calling
Cunard.
it.
Right, let's see what else. We've got a couple of minutes left. So Reggie Anterman saying, Paulie, noticed your last live, you said Stronger was terrible. No, you're not a fan, are you? And you're not a fan of Angry Orchard. You had that a couple of times. It's quite sweet.
It's too sweet. I had a few different American ciders. They were really sweet. I had a few ciders in Australia, and they were really sweet. And anybody who's English, who had a misspent youth like me and this lady sat next to me, when we were growing up, the first drink that you would drink when you were being naughty, if you could get away with it, would be a cider called Woodpecker. And it was really, really sweet. And I'm going to say, like, the stupidest statement of the century, really appley. So almost like when you're having a soft drink, it was like so sweet that you could give it to a 10-year-old child and they wouldn't know they were drinking alcohol until they fell over. And I find that American ciders that I've tried and Australian ciders were the same. Strongbow is just dry like sandpaper. Whereas Thatcher's seems to have the best of both worlds, where it's got a crispness to it, but it's a little tiny bit sweeter, but not too sweet.
Yeah.
It's not terrible.
Emma saying, "Oh no, not the cough." No, hopefully not the cough.
COVID through the computer. Yeah, that message you sent us.
So let's just have a look, see what other we've got
so
here.
Does that mean when you send somebody a message, it's got a virus in it?
Oh. Have you tried Samuel Smith cider?
I haven't.
There you go.
I know Samuel Smith. Yeah, I know I've tried some of their beers, but I've never tried any of their cider. I don't believe. I'll keep an eye out for that.
Right then. So it's gone. It's been an hour already. So I just want to say thanks ever so much for everyone that's joined us. Sorry if we didn't get to your questions, but we're going to be here live again next week. If you haven't caught our last Azamar episode, that's out on our channel now, and we'll be back to work tomorrow. We're probably back to work. But I think tonight we're going to get down and watch the telly and watch a bit of Chicago PD. Oh no, it's football. I just remembered. Damn. Anyway, thanks ever so much for everyone joining our live.
Thank you. We're so grateful. Oh, Dave just said Magna cider. Magna's all right, still not as good as Thatcher's Gold, but this is definitely the final sign-off. Thank you so much, everybody, for taking the time out to come and watch us.
And Emma said she's won a... I like that recording side because that's the flavoured side, isn't it? With I think blackcurrant, and you're not so much into.
So I could easily upset everybody now and say that's a cider for girls.
And on that lovely note, so let's just double check.
I don't ever see a 6'5".
Sean stuck around all through, so thank you, Sean, for being here. That's brilliant. Well, thank you everyone for being here.
I've got to say it now.
What?
I don't see a 6'5" bloke going up to the bar saying, "Could I have a strawberry and passion fruit cider, please?"
I think it's strawberry and kiwi.
Anyway. I was just making that up.
Anyway, thanks ever so much for joining,
so
and
much.
we will see you again next Thursday. Same time, same place.